Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. Quick lunchtime video here. My name is Gary Beekler, and again, this is out of our wheelhouse. Normally we do TV recaps, but I did a video recently called Marvel's Fresh Start Won't Help 50 Closed Comic Book Stores, and this is going to be the sequel, which is Marvel's Fresh Start Won't Help Meltdown Comics. I learned last night that Meltdown Comics is closing March 30th, and this is a tragedy. It is. Meltdown is a great store. It's in LA. It's on Melrose. I've been there many times. Talked to the owner a couple times, Gaston, and talked to the managers there. They even shared me their plans for their great comic book drawers, their back issue drawers that are awesome. I was going to try to make those myself, but it was just too damn expensive. Now, Gaston had written a letter, and I've had to write a letter like that when I closed my comic shop, and that is like one of the toughest things I ever had to do in my life. That was just hard, so my heart goes out to him, and I feel real bad. As he says in the letter, and man, it's everywhere now. It made Variety. Like, this is big news. That he closes it with no regrets, as I did as well. I sold my shop. It still exists in some form. But yeah, Meltdown is closing, and it's an institution. Now, I know rent was high on Melrose, and he had a really high-end store. It was a shining example of what a good comic store is. He had a great collection of vintage toys, back issues, new stuff, podcast studio. I think even the Nerdist podcast came from there. So this is really bad news, and this is time for us to start worrying, like big time. If you love comic books in their current form, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I can't say the industry is going to completely die, because I've been in some comic book stores recently that are doing very well. So this might be just a correction, but the number just keeps slowly going down. When I opened my store in 2003, there was upwards of 3,000 brick and mortar comic stores, probably a little more, and there's less than 2,000 now. Now, I know there's a lot of online places, and Diamond never released the number of how many online stores there is, but Diamond recently announced that they're going to kind of go in competition with them. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. And we've never really gotten any real digital numbers. Now, will there always be digital comics? Yes, but will they make enough money to keep the industry going? I don't know, because they've never released any numbers. I know a couple comic artists, and I know what they get paid off digital, and I know that's not going to be enough unless they change, unless you're like an upper tier creator, like an Ethan Van Sciver, or a Scott Snyder. I don't know. I don't know how much they're going to make, and if that's good enough. Ethan could probably, they don't want to tell you how much they get paid, and that's of course you don't want to put that out there, but Ethan could say better than me, like, how much you actually make off of digital, and I'd love to hear him talk about it. So yeah, as a former retailer, just great empathy for Gaston, and sympathy, and I wish him well. He doesn't even know me, but I wish him well in the future, and it just breaks my heart to see this store close. And Marvel's Fresh Start is just not going to help it. And honestly, it's not really a fresh start. It's just shuffling, rearranging the chairs on the deck of the Titanic, as they like to say. So I will be talking about this more in depth on Comix Division's channel tonight with Feisty Fan, and we're going to be doing a live stream at 8 p.m. Pacific time, and we're going to be talking about this and many other issues with Marvel's Fresh Start, including what the customers are saying. Now, Feisty Fan is a manager of a shop in the United States, undisclosed location, and she's going to tell us what the customers are saying, and I'm very curious to hear that. So please join us on Comix Division's channel tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific time. And, go to Meltdown one more time. If you're in LA, God, I wish I could go there. There's a 50% off sale going on, and show your love one more time. And, buy a couple extra comics at your local comic store just to help them out, and really try to move that needle. I know the move the needle thing is going out, but while people are arguing on Twitter over this and that, the ship is sinking. So best of luck to the owner of Meltdown Comics, and thank you again for indulging me on this on my channel. This is not something I regularly do. We regularly do TV recaps. We also do a live podcast every Friday night at 8 p.m. where it's just us talking to people in the chat. So please, Dennis, my co-host, and I will be talking a lot more about that on Friday, as well as me talking with Feisty Fan and Comix Division tonight. So everybody, you have a great day, and talk to you soon.